Hello and welcome to a little bit of live early morning live map making. I said early morning lap dancing. Oh, that's how early it is. Brain's not firing yet. Hello and welcome to a little bit of live early morning map making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You are very, very welcome. So the plan for today, I don't remember what it was now. Was it these islands here needed sorting out? I believe. I don't know if there was anything else over here needed doing urgently. I don't recall. The beach working is part of the detailing that comes a little bit later, so that placeholder beach will do like that for now. Excuse me. Was there anything else urgent that needed doing? The rivers are done, apart from foliage and a little bit of finesse here and there. There'll be a few little finesse areas here and there, but the hello, what is going on with you? And is the simulation running? It's not. Come on. Was that probably, actually, I just reworked in terms of editing time this island here that may have disrupted the water flow down at this point. I'm just going to have to check. That is slightly concerning, but this is the time when we should be just making sure that anything like that is just a temporary issue. I think that is just because I popped in the bridge and did a little bit of light terrain work there. So it might even be resolving itself already. It might even be resolving itself already. Well, not quite, but there we go. We'll keep a little eye on that, I think, in this process. But I'm confident that actually... Bye. Thanks for honking your horn. There was absolutely nobody to honk your horn at there, apart from the internet. Right, let's just assume that that was with me editing upstream. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Right, so I think this morning's activity is going to be these islands. Let me just pick up... This is my tree palette, alright? This is my tree palette. So one of the ways I like to work, which is to choose all the trees that I want to use. This case, it's 100% vanilla. These are the only trees I'm intending on using on this map. And so, pop them down here. I can come over here. I've got them organised by... so you've got your highland conifers. These are ones I'm imagining are going to be in the, say, upper mountains. Transitioning down to lower mountains, and also just like fade trees. So you have the tall trees and there's some smaller ones just to fade through and out. That appears to be just that. I know what that was. I know what that was. That was for an area we were working. Let me get rid of them. That's just a duplicate of what we're already seeing here. So they can go. Jobbed. So then these two trees here are going to be my main woodland trees. So again, that's going to be the bulk of the tree coverage because it's big and fat. This is going to add a little bit of variation. The colour is similar. They do kind of go well together. Then we got these flourish trees that put one or two every now and then in these forests, and it just makes the forest a little bit more interesting. Otherwise, just a bland mass of the same colour. I picked out a couple of palms. Again, all of these 100% vanilla. Picked up a couple of palms. I don't know whether I'm going to use them at all, but if I am going to tree detail the beaches, which is very likely, I want a couple of those to hand. These ones were mostly selected for the waterfronts. I haven't really used the lantana at all. I'd find this is probably good for real proper detailing. Most of the work I've done around the water's edge have been with the grasses. This low, it's more of an African style tree, this one. African or possibly Australian. But yeah, African style. But I think it works because of the low overhang. It works really well in combination of this tree here to overhang on the rivers. And then once you then pop in a few grasses around it as well, it's very effective indeed. So I'm combining those two together for that purpose only. Plus, I always say this, using something consistently across a map build, you build the biome yourself. So while this strictly isn't a weeping willow, it's going to act as one on this map, and there will be somebody who'll complain, because there always is, but it's a fantasy freaking map, everybody. Fantasy, not realistic, fantasy. Calm down, BonBonB. Then we have these trees down here, which are mostly with the view for detailing. Most of the detailing work has now been done on the map, I think. But yeah, pick those out for the colour. And these also could be used along with these for transitioning forests, transitioning lowland forests, because they're small. So again, really good for fade. So those are the trees that I've selected. And I always put the palette out of the way, which is where it is now. But it's going to be in the way now because I'm about to work this area. So I'm going to take my tree palette. I'm going to stick it down here by the big old bridge, because everybody loves a big old tree palette, don't they? Right, so they're over there now. Also, it's just really handy to be able to dip in like a painter and just go, I'll have this one, and then this one. I know I have forest brush, but there's something to be said for building these things up by hand as well. So, these islands here. Now, the original design I've got with the islands, you can actually see I have actually sort of like faded these out with the original. These are blobbed. These are literally blob doodled. Done. We'll come back to that later. That was my ethic, and that's what I've gone with. But I'm thinking these need to be more angled in this direction. Also, lowish land. I know we've got this mountain coming down this way, which would indicate that maybe we could have, I think maybe we will extend, do this here. Right, okay, here is the plan. Again, rough doodles to start off with. I'm going to select a little bit of height on that. Make the brush a little bit larger. A lot a bit larger. There we go. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to heavily smush this area here. And lightly smush this, well, this area here. That's come out way too far, but that's okay because we are just smushing. So I reckon if we give this a bit more height, it will tie into the other side of the highway without action. Well, I said a bit more height, didn't I? I certainly said a bit more height. Brush size down, brush strength down. We'll give that a little bit of a slightly lower height there. And oh, got the wrong. I'm sure I clicked it, but I didn't. How are we looking here? Something, again, not exactly like this, but something along this kind of dynamic, I think would be the way to go. That water will sort itself out, I think. We are below sea, we are above sea level there. It's just, because I've got the simulation running. I did not notice I still had the simulation running. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to sort that out now. Let's let this sort itself out. I wonder why it was all underwater and it shouldn't have been. I thought I'd paused this sim. Never mind. This will fix itself pretty quickly. Pretty quickly, apart from the bits that won't sort themselves pretty quickly. No, that's alright. That should... It's just bouncing off of the edges there. It's got to keep bouncing off of the islands, going back and so forth. But I think that is not too bad. Shape-wise, this is not too bad. I think, though, we'll drop the coastline down this way a bit. So it's this kind of shape. Right. Hi, who's here today? Is it just me? I see there are some people actually watching. Nobody using chat at the moment, but just say hi. You don't have to partake in the conversation, but just helps me to know that it's not a lonely job here making this map this morning. I'll do a little bit of soften out that so the flooding just disperses away. Right, and this is wanting to flood still. Hi Dolomite, it's Dolomite Dave, everybody's favourite Dolomite. Okay, that is shape-wise. Let's pause the simulation and slow the simulation as well. Simulation is down, and we'll pause it. Right, so we can now work without the simulation going absolutely crazy. One thing I did last night, I did post on the community pages and on Facebook as well. Good God moaning. Oh dear. Is my test city, which I've built over here, got to 22,000. So it's filled to here. I've done the 100% grid. It's really not optimized at all. There's a big traffic problem as you enter the city, because I've literally just gone crossroads, all the way up. Traffic lights, all the way up. So the problem that I've got with traffic flow is literally because I haven't done anything clever. I just wanted to see how the intersection here, hey, which has got flooding, thank you, bouncing off of here. The intersection here coped with the flow of traffic, because we know what we've got. All the dummy traffic runs through the intersection, so you've got traffic coming that way, traffic coming this way. Everything dummy runs through this loop and S, but also everything entering the city comes into this loop and S. So what I needed to do was to make sure that this was optimized. It needed to be optimized big time. Did it work? The answer is yes, it did. Now, it was slow traffic. There was a bit of a tailback going to about here, entering the city, and the tailback entering the city from the other direction was, I mean, I think it was about here, roughly where the highway ramp enters. So tailing back, but it wasn't stopped. It wasn't. It was moving. It was moving. It was shuffling along, right? So you're going, well, shuffling along isn't great. I would agree. I would absolutely agree. But that is with the vanilla settings that I've given this map to the intersection to make it work, right? So in the tests that I did, with the game running on, I think it was 27 with Play It in here. Yeah, I think I had it on about speed 27. On game speed 1 out of the 3, we had 18 vehicles pass through this gantry in 1 minute. 18. Again, speed 27 is slow. It is slow. It's like 30% of, there we go, 27. Standard speed is up here. So 18, probably triple that. 1836.54. So it would have been about one a second at normal game speed. Ballpark. Then, having tested that, and that was with the city increasing from 20. It was 20,000 when I started the simulation, and 22,000 when I stopped. And it was at 22,000 that the traffic lights in the city was causing the tailback. Not the intersection, but the traffic lights. So city builder problem, not map builder problem. Then I tested it with the upgraded roads. So I switched out the basic road to 2-lane mass transit. I switched out the 2-way road with the mass transit national road, and I also switched back this elevated crossover here to the 2-lane mass transit, and then switched this one back to the 1-lane highway ramp, and I went from 18 to 30 vehicles per minute, which again, if you triple that up, it's about 90 a minute, which is pretty reasonable, I think, given the convolutedness that everything comes through here. So yeah, the problem ended up being the city wasn't well planned. I mean, I did literally everything wrong with the city. The city build that I did over here for the test purpose, I did the residential up here, the commercial here, and the industrial here, which is totally stupid. We all know. It's literally industrial merging from one side, residential merging from the other side, and it was like boom in the corner here, when clearly I should have just drawn a line right the way up there, done residential at the top, industrial at the bottom, merged everything into the middle. That would have made a lot more sense, and would have made for a lot freer traffic flow, I think. But anyway, and that was with me just using this tunnel entrance, not putting in any extra intersections, not doing any extra work, literally putting a big old sucking bag over here, the sucking bag designed to suck traffic through the intersection as heavily as possible to see how a new city build would go. Given the amount of space we've got over here, I would suggest that's about 20,000 population space, because that's roughly what I filled there. So this intersection will work perfectly fine, in my opinion, for the start square, after which it's down to the city builder to decide how they're going to optimize everything. But yes, also the I used also, I forgot to mention when I said optimizing this intersection, yes, mass transit to upgrade the roads, but also use traffic manager down here to prevent U-turns, basically forcing everything up and in. Because obviously 100% vanilla, I mean, I can recommend the city builder puts in controls here and upgrades these, but there will be 100% vanilla players, and I want this to work for them as well. So there's the thought process. Right, now we have a little bit of flooding. We're going to should have let this go while we were while I was waffling. Let's let this go. We have rivers there. Rivers are designed to absorb water. That's exactly what rivers. That's why God invented rivers, right? Oh man. Right, let's just let that. I mean, it doesn't affect us because we're over the other side of the map, but it makes me feel better in myself if there's no flooding. Right, good. that can go back down to that speed. I'm coming back to this camera. I see communications. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Kiki. Good morning, Kiki. Good morning. No better place to experience insomnia than here. Oh, yes. Yeah, you're going to... you'll be asleep in no time, I promise. What I'll do is I'll talk with any any... I can't even words. I'll speak without any words. No, there is a word, English word. Why can't I think of it? I'll talk monotone. I'm going to talk monotone. That'll send you off. So there we go. I'll do that with Dolomite's comment. Did you not want to put a slip road between the bridge and the other highway so through traffic doesn't have to go around the interchange? Shh, Kiki's asleep. Don't wake her up. Good question. Good question, Dolomite. The original intersection... Oh, still got flooding in the tunnel there. That'll evaporate. The original design for the intersection from a Gussing Navy is that we have a slip road here and we have a slip road here. So those are the missing two segments. So, yes, makes perfect sense. However, while I was making this intersection, I didn't see them. You know when you're looking at a reference picture and you literally don't see the wood for the trees? I didn't see them. And then I realised that there were some missing connections. And I figured that this loop here, just this little loop here, would do the same job as a long stretch of highway here and a stretch of highway here. So that's why that went in there, to see if it would work. If it didn't work, I was very happily going to, and when I say this loop, I'm just talking about from this intersection here, this split, to this merge here. This replaces the slip road here and slip road here. Now, looking at the test with the city build, the amount of dummy traffic is small compared to the amount of traffic trying to enter the city. There is some dummy traffic, because also got to remember the amount of dummy traffic on this map is slightly lower, because instead of having 4 highway connections, I only have 2. So there is only one lot of dummy traffic. It's only following one path. It's not trying to do anything clever. This intersection, if this was like a cloverleaf with the classic flat map, right? So this is a flat map now. We put a cloverleaf in the middle. We put an outside connection at the top, at the side, and at the bottom, and then just connect highways to the middle. You then have traffic coming from here, through the cloverleaf to there, through the cloverleaf to there, through the cloverleaf down here. You have traffic from here going through, and so forth. So you have 4 sources going in 4 different directions, making for chaos. What we have here is one source going to one source, and one source going to one source. So just 2 sources, red and brown, because those are the best sources. We'll discount round, shall we? Anyway, and it's following one route only. So it's simplified. There's less complication. And this loop handles it. So it's, for me, if it hadn't worked, I would have very happily put in the slip roads, but it does work. Everything here connects to everything else here. So we have, I'm pretty sure it does. Hang on. If you're coming out of the city, how do you turn left? Hang on. If you're coming out of the city, how do you turn left? I might be missing an exit. Ooh. Ooh. Right. Coming out of the city. But I don't have a way of getting from here to here, do I? You take the right. That leads you down to... Oh, no. No. Oh, this is convoluted. But it works. Okay. So if you're coming out of the start square, you want to head off to the harbour. Right. So, coming out of here, we're taking the right. We're following the right. We're following here. We're taking this road. We're going on a little drive. Following this road up, through, under, and now the loop. Loop. Now we're on to the wrong road. That is gonna... No, we're onto the right road. We're onto the right... So, yeah, that works. Shush now. It's not as convoluted as I thought. So, yeah, that's not a problem either. To get from here to the top road to the tunnel, I think you go... oh, no, it's just to take a right. And that leads you straight out and to the tunnel. Is the water in the tunnels a feature? It is. It's a water feature. Don't fault it, all right? Don't fault it. It's perfect. It's how it should be. Yeah, the most convoluted route here is getting from the bridge to the tunnel. I've shown it several times, but I'll show it one more time because there's always somebody watching for the first time. So we're coming from the bridge. We are follow the cursor here. Down, follow the loop around. There's a merge underneath here to the highway. So the highway, you then follow the highway up. You take the left at this split. You then follow this around, take the left at that split, around, and then you're onto the merge and you're back out. But the amount of dummy traffic is relatively small, so I don't mind that at all. 20,000 plus population over here with just the tunnel entrance there. And the big problem was my city build, not the map build. So I don't mind that. What more have we got in the chat there? Because we're going to be doing some island work in a second. Yes. Shh. Somebody woke Kiki up. Nice to see traffic going around loops as well. Yes. I've recorded a minute's worth of high-speed footage. And I will be uploading it at some point. I'm not sure where. But I will. There you go. Oh, hi Bonbon et al. Hi Feifel. Hi Hunter. Nice grass texture. It is. It's just part of the original texture of whatever this theme is. I've forgotten. We'll look it up later. Hi Ron. The part of my brain that watched one of your countrymen a bunch is screaming lane maths as you followed that on ramp. Now, the lane maths is the problem, right? Is the problem, but it's necessary for traffic flow. There's here we go like from 2 lanes to 2 lanes to 1 lane to 2 lanes. Originally, this is one lane highway. That's what this should be. But as you know, the speed limit on the 1 lane highway is high, and by having that as one-way highway, as 1 lane highway, that meant it was quicker for traffic that was going to come. Where are we? Which route are we? The route into this way, down here, through here, and into the city. It was quicker to... Oh, no. My bad. Sorry. So for traffic that's coming into the city, or wants to get back onto the highway. So dummy traffic. Dummy traffic coming through here, through here and back down this way. It was quicker for them to come this way, U-turn and back out. So I needed to slow them down. And the only way I could find to slow them down was to put in the two-way road here, because there isn't a, well, there is a slow one-way road, but it's really tiny and it just looked dumb. So I've gone with a two-lane standard road there. And also there was another section somewhere. Oh, and this road here, this was the two-lane road where the two lanes merge into two all the way down. So where we have two lanes on the right, one lane on the left, this is actually meant to be two lanes on the left, one lane on the right. I will, when I upload the map, share some images of how it should be, so that if somebody has got mass transit or workshop roads, they can know which simple roads to so upgrade this to 1, upgrade this to 2, and ideally, if you've got traffic manager, do lane connections here. So yeah, so that's the reason why the lane mathematics is wrong, but it is literally this road and this road, and it's stopping because the amount of dummy traffic causing problems here with the U-turn was crazy. Was crazy. It's only a relatively small amount of dummy traffic, but when you've got it all going through this point, that breaks it. So yeah, so there's the reason for the lane mathematics being bonkers. But when I upload it, I will share this image with maybe highlight that road in blue and put it there, say this should be 1 lane, and put this one in red and make it really easy for players. Right, so what have we got going on? What have you used to cover the tunnel entrances? I made one yesterday with bridge supports, and at night the lights are blinding. Have used Bob to turn them off. Good for you. What have I used? I have used Bringer of Fire, because Bringer of Fire is a legend. Have a little look. Have a little look. Do you recognise these? Do you recognise them? They're the trenches. This thing. Elevated. Now, if you look from the underside... Oh. Normally underside you just get blue. I can't get any lower. I can't get any closer. But normally from the underside they don't look good. But generally speaking, that works. Bringer of Fire trick. Really liked it. Got to use it. Had to use it. Have used it. And looks good. Also, I've used a little bit the air conditioning units there, pumping out the gases from the tunnel. I'll probably put another steam spawner over there, just to, you know, what the hell. Oh, where were we? Oh, because Vanilla can't keep traffic. Yes, yeah, Vanilla's dumb. A mass transit traffic manager version where it's all set up right. Good idea, actually. I might do both versions, given that I'm going to have to do, well, traffic manager. If I put traffic manager settings in the map editor, do they carry? I honestly don't know. So if I come over here and just do lane connectors, boom, 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 will that carry to the actual map? Please let me know if you know. Network multi-tool fixed for you. Honestly, I haven't tried. I don't know what the cause is. I don't need to spend hours trying to work out what the cause is. And honestly, the networking is done now. The networking is done. The last thing I did was I rerouted the rail slightly. This was yesterday morning, maybe. This was off camera. The original rail route was more of an arc. I wanted to make a little bit more space here for somebody to make a rail yard if they wanted to, because I imagine this could be harbour, industrial, or even airport somewhere around here. I wanted just to put this a little bit closer to the middle to allow more space on each side for whichever way the city builder wanted to go. The water flow problem we saw earlier seems to have gone, so I assume that was literally because I did a little bit of terrain work on the river at the top yesterday. Right, okay, I've waffled a bit. I need to do some editing, otherwise this map's not going to build itself. Fifle. I'll be excited to decompile the CSL2 traffic AI and see if they updated it to do more traffic manager tricks like penalising. Yep. Hi JD. Ooh, new name. Hey everybody, let's hear it for JD. So everybody say hello to JD. Hi. I'm posting my first map by the end of the month. I know you're probably done with CS1, but I hope you'll check it out. I'll call it the Southland. Right, JD, if you message me via social media at some point when the map is released, it'll be a little prod. Now, I'm not saying we will review it. I'm not saying that because what map is done. But there are 2 or 3 reviews that I still need to do. Like, for a start, there's this map here when it's built. It's going to have a what map review. I've also got a couple of maps that are made by the BonBonB Buddies, the channel supporters, that have... Well, they haven't requested it, their maps be reviewed. But I think they'd be disappointed if they weren't. And so, as the channel supporters, I feel not obliged, but... Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice thing for me to do. They support me, and just taking a look at their maps, what's it cost me? Plus, it's some content, isn't it? So, in terms of other maps, I have said that I would... Any maps that need a review, for example, if Bringer of Fire were to bring out a map, I don't think they will, but if they were to bring out a map between now and Cities Skylines II, I think I kind of got to review it. If Sidai brings one out, probably got to review there, or there might be one, just a specific map on the workshop where you go, we have to review this. This is so different or so good. So at the moment, I'm compiling a little bit of a shortlist. Looks like there might be one final flourish of What's map where I do 2 or 3 reviews in 1 week and then literally hang up the old What's map t-shirt, you know? So yes. So, but do message me just as a reminder, because otherwise, I mean, I will have forgotten this conversation. Remind me that we had this. Remind me that I reminded you, because I will have forgotten. Sandite Spartan has his maps. Really? That's really interesting information, Kiki. I did not know that. A recreation of Los Angeles Basin. Okay. I mean, I don't want to yawn or anything. Okay. But, I mean, the problem is we live on this small bubble of blue mantle with a crust around the outside, don't we? Going through space at thousands of miles an hour. It's a relatively small planet. There are a relatively limited number of places that you can do. And you saying to me, it's going to be the Los Angeles Basin, great. I'm really pleased. Also, I've never seen that one before. I'll have something new and exciting. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be the best or most interesting version of Los Angeles Basin. You carry on, get it done, get it uploaded, have fun with it, and just let me know. And I'm not promising we'll look at it. Certainly, it will be on the BonBonB Buddy exclusive show, the schedule show, where we just look at the pictures on the workshop. But as for a full review, I'm not promising anything. We will see. It's a little late now, right, for this as well. Oh, well done everybody for saying hi to JD. Yes, JD should, and so should everybody else. Everybody send me money. I've got 3 years to become a full-time YouTuber. Otherwise, this channel will probably go, because I'm probably, if at the moment I'm self-employed. I've got 3 more years of self-employment. After that, I've got to move because my lease ends. I'm going to have to, I will be officially unemployed and officially homeless. Now, a lot of that can be resolved. Like, I can get a job, maybe, and I can move somewhere else, probably. But if I'm getting a job and moving somewhere else, I won't be as flexible in the amount of hours that I have available, and things become more complicated. So the channel as you know it may not exist. Ideally, if I can be a full-time YouTuber, which basically means me getting more views, more Patreons, right? But if I can get more, if I can get to that point in the next 3 years, then I can do this permanently. And it'd be great. I'd love to do this permanently. But equally, I know in the real world, I need to go and get a job, right? It'd be nice to hear. It's my first map. Hang on, hang on. Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on.
It's my first map.
I got a button for that. Oh dear. Screenshots of your preview, but they're not. No, don't share them yet. Wait until it's done, because work in progress like this spoils things. You're seeing this map before it's finished. It'll look similar but better when it's finished, hopefully. You can live in my shed, BonBonB. Funny thing is, I've had the offer of a caravan so far. So it's like, and it's a genuine offer. The caravan offer is a genuine offer. Right, we're stopping the simulation. I need to do some work here. I'm really enjoying the chat, but I've got to do some work. Otherwise, I'll have sat here for 2 hours just talking and done no editing, really. Right, let's take those 2 islands out. And we look at the shape of this and see what... Actually, I'm going to do the underwater bit here as well. I'm happy with the coastline here. Now that line bends off this way, which suggests to me... Oh, if that line bends off this way, suggests to me that the line carries off in this direction. This at one point was a river delta, which would then been spinning out this way. So actually maybe it's closer that direction. That is plausible. And how much further do I want to go this way? Oh. So that kind of path there. It's horrible, but it is placeholders, isn't it? That's what we're looking at here, placeholders. I don't like that far up. So let's let the simulation catch up, see how the water settles. This is a pretty decent strategy for this sort of thing. We did this with the cliffs over here, which was we dig a cliff, see how it looks when the water settles. So we dig the cliff a bit more, see how the, and you're just working it, and now it's still not quite right for me here, but the general shape is. So I'm probably going to end up coming down here, probably softening this a little bit. I think that's the biggest problem here. I might add a little bit of elevation here so that this looks like it connects in. So probably a little bit of a ridge here, giving us a slightly higher cliff edge at that point. And then I think that area will be pretty close to done. Meanwhile, our islands here are relatively deflooded. We've got a bit of coastal flooding going on there. How is this here? Right, so shape wise, oh, we're still flooding. Dang it, come on. I know we can reset to sea level, but if you reset the water to sea level, all the water in the rivers needs to find its way back down again. And it's just going to be quicker for me to let the water find its own level again. Just need to up this. This is literally at sea level, isn't it? There you go. There's my problem. There is my problem. Right, so we have a low brush strength. We're going to bring that up a little bit. Just the general location and size of these islands is what we're looking at the moment, not the shapes. So I can actually go a little bit crazier here, just a little bit. I don't know why I'm being so tentative. Right, so if we had a couple of islands there, this island is the wrong shape, but it's fine. It's fine. Second island there is right. I think, let's pause the sim. I think something like that, something like this. Start the sim. We'll let that go. It seems like they're asking good bit. Oh, yeah, AAA pricing. I don't mind that the base game price is as high as it is. What I have a little problem with is the add-on price with the DLC from the off. So if you want to have this great fantastic new map, it's marketing, I get. Ring people of every dollar you can get out of them. I understand this. But I am a little, yeah, I'm not a big fan of their business model. Right, I'm not a big fan of it. But at the end of the day, they are the ones making the money and not me. I'm the one that's going to be unemployed in 3 years and not them, probably. Saying that, you're only as successful as your last successful, right? You've got to look at this old gamer who's having a lot of success at the moment with their current video. And how are they going to follow that up? How are they going to follow it up? I mean, I wish them every luck. I mean, proper friend of mine is John, and he and Katie, really lovely couple. But yeah, how does he follow that up? Well, I've given him a couple of suggestions. There's a very clear and obvious first follow-up video to that one. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I messaged him earlier and it's still Kentucky time for him. When I say Kentucky, I don't mean time to eat a chicken takeaway. Nope. He's from Kentucky, so he won't be awake for a while. And when he does, he'll see that, and I'd rather he heard my suggestion first, not you. But yeah, he... Not sure about this yet. Not sure about this yet. I think I've lost the line here. I think this needs to start. This probably needs to start about here. I think. So if we were to try and recreate the same kind of size of an island in this area. Oh, not that big. Not that big. I'll leave the other island there for the moment. And then this might be closer. I actually am going to delete the second island for now. Okay. If anything, I think the problem with this is the island's not big enough. If anything, I think that might be the issue. Let me extend the island a little bit. So we're looking at size rather than exact shape at the moment. Oh dear. Let's have a look. It's got to be his biggest and best video, so proud. Oh, first of all, it is his best video. It's far and away. It's a different take on, he's up until now has really concentrated on trying to be his own version of $2.20. Nice city build, interesting featurettes, with his own twist of humour, which I love it, absolutely love it. Love those little commercials that he puts in that are fake. I love them. So yeah, all good with that. It is his biggest by a long way, by a long way. He showed me the Google. Not the Google, the YouTube analytic thing that says your typical video in this time period would get, I think it was something like 20 to 60 views, and his video at that point had 2,000. It's like, okay, so you've gone from 20 to 60 to 2,000 and it's now on 10,000. So yeah, it's doing really, really well. The algorithms are loving it, and it is. I mean, I told him right from the off as soon as I saw it. I went, "This is a win. It is a win." There has been some constructive negative feedbacks on it, and that's something that needs to be addressed. Not necessarily negatively in terms of, you guys shouldn't say nasty things, but listen to the constructive negative feedbacks and work on it is the thing. And I'm going to have to use a little bit of elevate on this one just to get the thing above the water level. I'm not going to sit here all day waiting for this to stop flooding. We can always drop it down later. Right, so this will sort itself out. This island is causing all sorts of problems. Right, so shape is, well, size-wise, it's not bad. I'm not really buying this still. I'm not really buying it. Put some strength up a little bit. Don't want it encroaching too much this way, because we have this natural curve here, but also we have the natural shape here. So maybe what we need to do is something like that. That's displaced water will be better in the moment. This island's causing me more problem than all of these islands put together. Ah. Is there... Am I missing a trick here? You know what, I might be. Let me try something a little bit off the wall. Hang on. Boosh. A little bit off the wall. Okay, we'll just let the water sort itself out. I should have paused the simulation for this. But I forgot. I'll catch up with the chat while we do this. Speed up. Right, what have we got? Right, after 3,000 hours, I consider myself an intermediate level player. TS1 is getting good for me. Yes, yeah. The number of hours, I mean, I've got 7,000 hours plus in game, and probably about 500 hours actually playing, 6,500 hours reviewing and setting up tutorials and stuff like that. So you're above me. Yeah, I'd love a second. Yes, love to play it. Love to play it. Wait, since they're probably going to be lots of sales for the base game. Yeah, there will be. The prices can come down. I'm going to have access to the game on launch, so I'm probably going to have to pay the full whack for the DLC and stuff. But I'm not a fan of how they're doing it. They're still advertising radio stations on Steam as the content of that. No, absolutely. But the thing is, people must be buying them, otherwise they wouldn't make them. Why would they not? Right, so this island now is... I'm thinking about I want it to tie more in with this lot. I think this might work. So let's start with actually lower this side, then brush size is fine. Oh, camera speed. Can we move? Does this move? Why doesn't that move? That's annoying. Camera speed. There we go. Camera speed down and pause the sim. I'm thinking now, with this island, now we have a little bit of a third dimension in it. I mean, the shape is still horrific, but I think this is more what we're looking for. The back side of this island here needs reshaping, definitely. I'll accept that. Right, again, let's just spin that along a bit. Right, so And then that could allow me to have a smaller low air island here that's just broken away. So that would then help to merge this area. Plus we also get our curve. Yep, this is more of a win. We're still getting our curve here with an island here that'll connect these two areas together better. Not much, not a huge thing, just like a break off bit. So we'll grab this height here for now. Let's brush size, brush strength up even. Soften you, soften you. Definitely softening in between here and here. Smaller brush. And again, what am I doing here? Brush size. That was right first time. Brush size down. Probably gone too far here. Right, simulation up. Right, what we got? Been working on the map since March. That's a chunk of time. Much longer than I've been working on this one. But hang on a second, let's have a look. Honestly, as a music nerd, I love the last two stations. Oh, bless. Yeah. I'm really not a nerd of music. I wish I could try before buying. That would be a problem. I think we know what the problem with knowing what you're going to be buying with terms of music. But yeah. Plenty of workshop radio stations as well. Plenty of them. Recreating the freeway system and the oil fertility underneath LA was BITCH, but stayed as true as possible. That's good. That's credible. It's not a typical LA style map. Oh, fair enough. It's extremely realistic. Ooh. Combined 10 height maps from LA and well, I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. Still, I can't promise a review, but there we go. This is a storm in LA. I didn't know that. Spent months combining and smoothing them. Oh, bless you. That's the best sort of map. Someone there, the map maker, just loves their work and has gone to town on their work. Credit there. Just got a bit of rain. Okay. Santa Ana, wherever Santa Ana is, somewhere over that way. Orange County, wherever that is. It's kind of like asking an American, where in Europe is Slovenia? And well, to be honest, I'd struggle a little bit. Good to hear. I could pin it down-ish. Give me a map with borders on it. I can pick it out. But give me a map without borders, I'll go about here. I'll be close-ish. It was unusual, but yeah. Oh, there you go. Chatting about the weather. What's going on? We don't talk about the weather in the United Kingdom. How dare you do it on my... Oh, that's all we talk about in this country. The weather. Nice out, isn't it? I tell you, people complaining it was too warm yesterday. It's like, God's sakes, we've had no summer. Stop complaining, it's too hot. People are just beyond help. I tell you, they're just beyond help. Right. Shape of these islands is... The first one I think works. The diddly one in the foreground I think works. The second one... I think I need to trim it this way a bit. I think I need to take a little bit off the bum. Let's remove some of the bottom. We'll have it slightly more bonbon and less Cardassian, shall we? Not that I don't have a bottom. I have a very nice bottom. Thanks for asking. But it's my best feature. Oh dear. So there's plenty of jokes there. I don't want to go down the hole. But right, are we a little bit softer here? We are a little bit softer here. How's this? How's that island now? That's looking a lot more pleasing. That is looking a lot more pleasing. Whether it's correct or not, I don't know. I think we'll have to come back to it. But I think that my original thought was some stringy islands, a bit like Mosisobo, or was it Titilopopo? I don't remember. So many maps, but I think actually that wouldn't do the map justice. And something like this, we have a bit of temporary flooding here on these salt lakes, salt farms. But I think once this settles down, this general shape, I think, is the shape we're looking for. What is that thing still there? Yeah. If you were here yesterday, you saw me put a thing, and I'm not going to focus on it. People are going to have to wait for the map. I might do it off camera. Anyway. Next then is... I said I was going to do these ridges, didn't I? Let's do some ridges. When I say the ridges, I mean these elevated plateau sections. Like along here, where just a bit of texture will add... It's going to get a bit boring for some people, I think, because... it is going to be me going anywhere that's dark. I'm going to click... Oh, that's very heavy. Soft brush. Just click down in the dark areas. And click up on the light areas. Thus giving us a little bit of interest to textures. See, it just... all you're doing is working with... if you've got a good theme with a good texture, you use a texture, right? I think that is just to accent it. Don't let the texture do all the work. Otherwise, you just end up with a round hill, and yeah, it's just not good. Especially if somebody doesn't use your theme. Somebody doesn't use your theme, and you've just gone with rounded hills, then their theme could... your texture work, I mean, your texture work won't look anywhere near as good anyway, because the original theme isn't there. But your map will be more interesting if you've actually done some work with erosion. And all I'm doing here is putting some work with... hello? Is that Pauline? No, it's not. Okay. Looking at my CCTV going, if that's Pauline, she's blinking early. She should still be in bed, woman. This is the lady with the mobility scooter I spoke of yesterday, who's of a certain age. She's filthy. Filthy! And I don't mean that as in she doesn't wash. I mean, she's absolutely got the most disgusting sense of humour. Is that leaking? Or is that just flooding? That's leaking. How's that getting there? I think that's coming through here. Oh, wow. I've seen water seep through terrain before, but that's going a long way. That's going a long way. Long way? Let me see if I can't prevent the seep. There we go. Added a bit more structural integrity to the waterfall, and that has stopped that from seeping through. Little things, people. Little things. As you're building your map, just look for the little things. Ask yourself, what would BonBon do? And then just don't do it, alright? Don't do whatever I do, because you're a better map maker than me. Said Gungadin. There's a name for Googling later. Gungadin. What have we got there? You like these island shape better? Give us a one line of import. I don't think I can. Let's put it this way. She oh, come on. I got to try to think of something from the thing is, you know, when you're trying to quote somebody, and it's not like she tells like one-liner jokes or anything like that. She's not a joke teller, but it's kind of like, I'm going to paraphrase her, right? I don't know. She'd say something along the lines of like, if I was, I don't know, going to pick up, say she dropped something on the floor and I went around to pick something up for her. Oh, you're not coming to me with that stinky old thing, are you? We're referring, without saying what the stinky old thing is. But in joke, she says it with that naughty twinkle in her eye, you know? She knows what she's saying. She's saying it on purpose for effect, right? Also, she's from London originally. So she's not afraid to use the naughty words, the F-bomb and the C-bomb. She's not afraid, but also she doesn't use them liberally. So what she will do is she'll use them for effect. She is an absolute gem. Yesterday, out of nowhere, she turned up and she brought me from one of the, what do you call it in America? Thrift shops in America, isn't it? Charity shops, as we call them over here. But yeah, she bought me from a charity shop a lovely little, I mean, it's only like a $1 type thing in American terms, but a cuddly squirrel, a fluffy cuddly squirrel, just because I'm a good friend to her, and you know, we'll talk about stuff and shoot the breeze. But she is absolutely revolting and filthy, and don't let your children anywhere near her. even though she's actually very respectful in terms of how and when she uses it. She uses her her filth strategically. Yeah. She's a classic. She's an absolute classic. How does she know it's stinky? Does it smell bad? That's for her to know and for you to find out. I did wash it on my birthday, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I washed it on my birthday. And, yeah, I haven't used it since. Oh, no, she's a treasure. Oh, I love it. But, yeah, good old Pauline. I do have some really fun regulars, some very nice people. And some funny stories as well. Got some great candy jokes that, unfortunately, unless you're from the United Kingdom, most of them you won't get. Can I tell you one that's gonna make sense? Okay, I'll tell you one that is a. I'm gonna have to rephrase it, because anything that's brand name I think will be lost on anybody from outside the UK. And also generic sweets that are, you know, in America, Twinkies, right? Well, everybody knows a Twinkie because of popular culture. But there'll be like brands of sweets over here that most of you won't know. So anyway, I'm in the pub, right? I'm enjoying a nice little drink in the corner. Anyway, the doors swing open up to the pub, and in walks. I was trying to think of what would work in most languages. Right, it's a boiled sweet. It's a boiling. It's a sucking sweet, right? A real hard candy. He goes up to the bar and he says, "I'll have a pint and I'll have a chaser because I'm hard." So the barman pulls him a pint of beer and gives him a shot of whiskey and says, "No need to pay because you're hard." Anyway, a few minutes later, the door swings open again, and this time in comes what would be? I'm trying to think again. What would work? An M&M, right? An M&M, a peanut M&M. The M&M comes in. He goes up to the bar, says, "I'll have a pint, please, but no chaser for me. I'm not as hard as the boiled candy." So the barman pulls him a pint. And then suddenly the M&M's in deep conversation with the boiled candy because they're both hard candies. They've got plenty in common. You know, you can break your teeth on them if you're not careful. A few more minutes later, in comes this, like, I'm going to use Twinkie because we all know what a Twinkie is. In comes this Twinkie. Goes up to the bar and says, "Hello, barman, may I have an orange juice, please?" Anyway, the barman pulls the Twinkie an orange juice, and the boiled candy turns to the Twinkie and says to the Twinkie, "Hey, you, get into the corner with that guy over there." That guy over there being me. So I'm sat in the corner having a chat with a Twinkie. Really quite an interesting little Twinkie, actually. Interesting stories about how Hostess nearly went out of business, and it was produced in Canada for a while, and they couldn't sell into the United States because of license. Sorry, the ballpark. I'm going off the story. But anyway, I'm having a really good conversation with this Twinkie, when suddenly the front door to the bar, goes flying off its hinges. I mean, it's just gone smash, flying off of its hinges. And in the doorway is this, well, I don't know any American brands, but I'm just going to say it's a mint. What we would have in the United Kingdom called an extra strong mint. It's a really, really minty mint. Well, you've never seen the boiled sweet move so fast. It's off its bar stool. It's run into the corner with me. It's shaking like a leaf. So I look at this extra strong. I look at the boiled sweet and say, "Oi, what's the matter with you? I thought you said you were hard." He said, "I am hard." But he's menthol. It's gone quiet. Yes. Anyway, I do another version of that one, but I can't. It's not appropriate for YouTube. And the other version, you don't need translating candies. But anyways, who we got there? Random. Random's in the house. Hello, Random. Oh, Hunter. It's okay. I promise you, it does get a wash. At least like once a month. And sometimes I use soap. Anyway, yes. So that's one of my candy jokes. It's not my favourite candy joke, but it's probably the one that translates best. We do have the one about the jelly baby. You're deceased? It's the Twinkie Stinky, a stinky Twinkie. Oh my god. Oh, you guys entertain me more than I entertain you sometimes, I think. We can do this here as well. I'm pretty sure I have just affected the water flow here. Or have I? I don't know if I have. How's that looking? Oh, isn't that beautiful? Come on. Appreciate the beauty of this. That is so lovely. We do have a little bit of that's a bit more than I would have liked. Is it going to resolve itself? Sometimes they do. Tumbleweeds, yes. That's the problem when you tell a joke on a live stream and you can't hear anybody chuckling. It's not the best way to. Have we got this? We have. Excuse me, I am trying to select it. If I do that, that might get rid of it. There we are. That's a bit better. What's going on down here? Is that... Are you behaving down here? I think you are. There we go. Appreciate the beauty of the waterfall, everybody. It's a beautiful waterfall. I'm okay with this here. Do you know what I think I am? I think that works well. Hey, hey, hey. Loving it. Today's show was brought to you by Mucky D's and KFC. Ah, dear. And Bendy Wendy. and Dirty Pauline. Oh, my God. I'm having too much fun. Stop it. What's the time? I've got about another 15 minutes before I probably have to wind it up today. We'll go back and have a look at that island in a second. I wanted to give it a few moments for the water to sort itself out, and this work here definitely needs doing. So now is the time, I think. Now's the time to do this. I think I might have done this already. Look, the terrain work does look like it's already been etched. I think I've done this area. So all I'm doing here is redoing. I'm going to get rid of that work completely. That was perfect as it was. Right, so where did we start along here? Did we start over here? I haven't done over here between these two waterfalls. So I think that section is done. Let's go and have a look at that island. Way better than your jokes. What is? Oh, my terrain work. Thanks. Problem is, most of my good jokes I can't tell you because they are either too inappropriate for YouTube. Well, I could tell you, but they'd be too inappropriate for this channel. This one looks too much like a guitar pick. I think once these are terraformed, I think they will be... I think they're going to be okay. I think the size and the general shape of these two is correct. I think. I'm going to come and save this a little bit. Oh dear, what? Right, so that works a bit better. So these need to be re-terraformed. That's not a huge battle. I'm going to continue with these cliffs for a little bit longer. I said I've worked these areas, haven't I? We get back into... I don't think this one's been done. Right. And we'll do some gentle eroding. Ooh, gentle eroding. Brush size is way too big as well. Right. Yes, I need some breakfast. Today for breakfast, I will be having a bowl of porridge oats. Because I don't really have much else in at the moment. Didn't have time to go food shopping on the weekend. Mostly because of the channel, actually. I was busy. Bit of housework and a bit of channel work, and I didn't get a chance to go to the store. I am next door, more or less, to a store, but it's not really somewhere I like to rely on. They are... It's like a 7-Eleven, massively overpriced. If you survive on that, then you know you're just throwing money, good money after bad, really. So yeah, I think I have. If I haven't done this, or I have done this, this doesn't look like it's been done, but this does. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Then this is done. Now we're over here for a little bit of terrain work there. And here. It's just subtleties. Just subtleties. And you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Excuse me. Progress on your map is more important than boring and useless things such as food. Yes. You're not wrong. It's not that I don't have food in. It's really not like I don't have any interesting food in. What was that meme I saw the other day? It was something along the lines of, you know, when you go to the fridge and you open the fridge door and you look at the fridge and then you shut the fridge door and you walk away, right? Then you go back later and nothing new has gone into the fridge and you look in the fridge again to see if there's anything worth eating. You're not looking to see if anything new has been put in the fridge. What you're looking to see is whether your standards have dropped far enough to be able to eat what is in the fridge, which is actually genius. It's like, let's say, I don't know, you've got a slightly stale peanut butter sandwich in there, right? Yeah, I'm not going to eat that. It's slightly stale. But like an hour later, you'll eat it. It's just genius. I love that meme. As memes go, it's probably the most meaningful meme I have seen in a long while. What have I got in my fridge? Not really much at the moment. I've got some cheese, but I'm not just eating a block of cheese. But I have porridge oats, I have milk, and that will do. I'm actually not that fussy when it comes to eating. Well, I am fussy. There's a lot of stuff I don't like, but I'm a simple eater. You give me a bowl of mashed potatoes, I will eat the bowl of mashed potatoes. With nothing. Just the mashed potatoes. Oh, if you want to throw some baked beans on there or some gravy on there for me, great, lovely, thank you very much. But honestly, a bowl of mashed potatoes, you'd be my best friend for life. I love them. I don't have any mashed potatoes at the moment. I don't have any potatoes at the moment. But yeah, I don't really have anything exciting that I can dip into. So, porridge it will be. I did get a lot of housework done on Sunday. Alright. Lay off me. Just didn't have time to go shopping because map building. Oh, I don't know. Well, that speaks for itself there, doesn't it? Oh, that was up. And that was down. And this is up. Sound like a cheap date. Oh man. Little do you know. Oh god. I am so cheap. There we are. This is coming together, isn't it? This is coming together. That can go up. That can go up. This can go up. But this can go down. I don't know. Is this job ever going to be finished? Is this job ever going to be finished? Zoom. This has already definitely been done. You can actually see there's no real smooth curves. I mean, one or two. Right, this could probably be etched a little bit. But a lot of this don't work any further up there because we've got some... Whereabouts am I on the map? Whereabouts? I was doing ridges. What am I doing up in the mountain? Dang it. Ridges. Okay. Let's... This one I know is done. So I'm going to start here. This is clearly done. Very, very clearly done. This is all clearly done. I think I might have done this on this stream, actually, that one. Okay. This one. This one might have been done. Possibly. Yeah. Thinking. I might have spent a quick flying. Yeah, you can see this chunk here. So this has definitely been worked as well. Good. Means I don't need to do it now. Right, now, brush size up. I'm not going to do a great amount of work on here because it is tucked in the corner. These areas, however, are visible. What's this? You are mountainscaping. Then scape the sky. Your map looks kind of realistic in a way. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's the best sort of fantasy maps are the ones that are believable. You don't want a fancy... Well, maybe you do. There are exceptions. I mean, Magic has done some of those. Anapu has done some of those. Where you look at the map and you go, doesn't look realistic at all, but I love it. So, yeah, Magic and Anapu have both got those. Although, I think there's a couple of Anapus, not realistic ones, which are like, what the hell have you just done there, mate? You know. But you're allowed that. You're allowed that when you've got that level of creativity. It doesn't always have to be amazing. But yeah, if you can make a fantasy map that looks and feels realistic, but isn't realistic, it's just easier to immerse yourself into. And just get on and build, isn't it? You don't want a map that's so out there that your city just looks weird because the map looks weird. This area I think has been done briefly. I'm just gonna go over smaller brush again. It doesn't look perfectly smooth here, so I think it's kind of been run over once, but on the fly. Are you talking about the Secret of Cape Schnurz? I don't remember. He's made so many. Wasn't there one that was like PDX793Z or something? It might have been that one, but it might also have been the Secret of Cape Schnurz. I don't remember the specific maps quite often. I was trying to remember one the other day, and one of you recommended or suggested what it might be in the chat. That was the... I don't remember what the map was. Oh, the reunion one yesterday. And yeah, it was Run 976. I remember it quite vividly, but I didn't remember it was actually like a 1-star for gameplay map. Excuse me. Right, that's another. These look so much better when they've been worked. So much better. You compare this with this. I'm going to see the texture can only do so much. I'm seeing this though, which is not good. Oh dear. There we go. So, yeah. Time now. Okay. Running a bit over. So I'll do... Let's say I'm going to work this up to the waterfall. And then that will be it for today. Well, for this morning. We're definitely going to do some tonight, because I have nothing better to do tonight. So that will be the thing. Although I do need to find some time at some point to do my part of the 81 tile collaboration. The sooner I do that, the sooner we can do the upload. And try and encourage people to crack on with their map so they know that something amazing is going to happen. Plus we need about another 30. Well, we're about 50, and I know that of those 50 there's going to be a proportion of those that don't actually do it. They'll go, oh, I want to do it, and then they don't do it, because that's people. Let's up this way. And then here, this looks like it might have been done, but I'm going to do it again for extra emphasis. Let's see how that's very nice. Draw this one down here as well. A bit of softening here, softening down there, and don't want to go too close to the waterfall because we've got a good waterfall going on there, and if I play about with it, it's only going to break it. That's a contained waterfall there, I think. Yep, a little bit of splay. But other than that, that's a good waterfall. Right, so the mountains are coming along. Once the mountains are done, these islands here are slightly flourished, because at the moment I think the shape's good, but the flourish is just not quite there yet. This beachfront area is close, just needs a bit more love. And I'm going to spend 2 minutes here doing this, because this is bugging me slightly. Just a little bit. Alright, so bring that. Ooh. I'll use the slope tool. See, where are we? From there. Brush size up, brush strength up. From here. Okay, now take out some of the top of that. Not that much strength though. And what's the shape here? I'm going to use the slope tool again just to get an approximate. And here. And here. And here. And here. And there. Oh, if you were here yesterday morning and I was muttering and grumbling about a potential guy who's looking at the empty unit next door, he was the first of many yesterday. The estate agent was, or the what do you call it, realtor? What's the Americans call it? Anyway, estate agents. The pretty young blonde who was showing him around the unit. There were lots yesterday looking at the unit, so chances of him getting it have been dropped massively, which is good, because I really would like for him not of all the people, him not to have it would be the best answer. Oh, scumbag that he is, pardon my language. Right, that is going to be closer to the shape. Again, it's not right, but now that ties in with that. this area is closer to what I would like. Hey Snoopy, guess what? Every time, mate. Every time. Will this map be vanilla? This map will be 100% vanilla with the exception of the theme and the recommended LUT. Or the theme mix and the recommended LUT. You could play... Let me pull the camera up here. I'm going to finish... Sorry, Snoopy. I'm so sorry. Well, there we go. I've been talking about end the stream for about half an hour now. So, let's go to the theme mixer. We have a theme mix for this, which is the final 1A. This is the temporary holding name for this, which I haven't been using apparently. The recommended theme, I can't remember what we called it. Hang on, that's... If I choose this... Oh, hang on. If I choose... Oh, not Bahamas. That's going to break things badly. There we go. If I choose that... I thought I was going to show it. Dang it. It's up here somewhere. Oh, hang on, I remember. Inda. So, this is the theme mix. This is what you get if you just go with Inda. So, you still get the mountain textures, but the resource textures are a bit bleh. I think it's fair to say. Could it... Hang on, can I actually do this here? Hang on a second. Because obviously you have just tried to blend that down, but does it need to be blended down? I don't think it does. Let me get rid of the themes, please. I said get rid of the themes, please. That's it. Brush strength goes up. Brush size can go up a bit as well. May as well do that. So, right. So that's better. I'm glad I did that. So with the Inda theme, you're going to get really bright sand, which is going to be great for the beach, although the tolerances along the sand edges are going to make this look a little bit weird. But it's been built for the theme mix, so you can go with the theme mix. You can go with Inda, just the one basic theme, or you want to see this vanilla, 100% vanilla, which is what this is all about. I'm not joking, Snoopy. I'm not joking. I've been going for 2 hours and I've not had breakfast, and I start work in an hour. So yeah, I've and everybody will tell you what I'm having for breakfast because I've already told them. But where were we? The vanilla theme. This is vanilla temperate map. So 100% vanilla will give you this. I come over here to the quarry. I think the mountains kind of look okay with the vanilla. The waterfalls look okay in vanilla, even if the flourished waterfalls look a bit weird for obvious reasons. the texturing, you can see the hand texturing I've done here, and how hand texturing doesn't always carry across between themes. But that is your, oh, how's it, castle? Ooh, it's a castle. Looks very vanilla, doesn't it? Oh, look, my my snapping's gone again. I don't know what is going on there. Hang on, how's the... This one's gone down the ground level as well. It's weird. I don't know why the snapping does this. But there we go. I will save it at the end with them elevated, and we'll just leave it to everybody's problems. But yeah, so that is vanilla. And then we do have, like I say, the theme there. Ooh, it's a castle. Wait, isn't vanilla supposed to be a spice? It is a spice, isn't it? I guess. It's just usually mixed with a lot of sugar. Oh, dear. Hi, Mark. Yeah, you're late as well. I'm about to end the stream. I need to go and have some breakfast. Scrub my scrub my stinky bits. It's that day. It's that day of the month. My stinky bits get scrubbed. But yeah, I need to prepare myself for work. Have some breakfast. Do a little bit of behind the scenes proper work at my proper work. But I will be back tonight for more work on this map. But it is things like this mountain now. It's making that feel much better, much more detailed. I'll probably rework all the mountains with just etchings, just to add a bit more texture into them. But the general shape of the mountains I'm not going to change. These are good, but just a little bit more, especially in the upper mountains where we could probably use a little bit more rigidness, I guess. Gave myself a false pat on the back when I claimed that I fixed your save. I had all tiles unlocked, so that doesn't count. Then I did it without unlocking any. Fig jam. Huh? Who? Hang on a second. We have to reread that. You gave yourself a rim shot. Yeah. Gave myself a false pat on the back when I claimed that I fixed your save. I had all tiles unlocked, so that doesn't count. Then I did it without unlocking any. Fig jam. Not sure what save that is. Was it my save? Was it somebody else's save? I'm a little confused. Not that it matters. Because, confused or not, I haven't got time to think about it. Had a lot of fun today. We will do this tonight. We'll do some more of these ridges. There's not as many as I thought, really. Some of these lower ones won't need much done at all. Just a little slope here and there. So, yeah, that's going to be done. Once that's done, mine. What save? Oh, that slap there literally was my hand hitting my forehead. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we do have a working save up. The latest one on my workshop is the one to go for, I would suggest. Anyway, yeah, it's been good. It's been fun. So we've not got too much more to do on the map. A little bit of terrain work on the mountains and the edges. A couple of islands down here out of sight. Foliage over the entire map. Shipping routes and air routes. Yeah, I know, don't. Just complete. What save? Oh, that save. Oh my god. It's just too much for my little head. It's getting a bit too much. Bad news for collabs who swap out trees. Once exported and imported, they revert to the original. Really? Or swap out trees? Ah. So you're talking about with Bob. That's interesting. But people who paint out their trees. I did say keep it as vanilla as possible when you're doing your build. Yes, you may use mods, but just use the minimum number of mods. So the fewer mods that you have, the fewer problems there will be with there being conflicts with the mods that I use. So always better. Road to trees. Oh no. Well, we'll worry about it. You know, the worst case scenario is the whole thing is a complete train wreck and we don't do it again. That's the worst. Anyway, I have been BonBonB. If you haven't already hit the like button, now's the time to do so because you will forget otherwise. I am going to go and have myself some breakfast. And I'll catch some of you a little bit later on after I've done a whole day's work. So I've been BonBonB. You have been very, very welcome. And I will see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.